Hello ladies and gentlemen, today I'm going to try and sum up everything you need to know about Mockingjay so far in 10 minutes or less. Let's go. Begin. In case you weren't aware, Mockingjay is the final installment in the Hunger Games trilogy written by Suzanne Collins. The final novel is being split into two parts, part 1 premiering November 21st, 2014, that's this year, and part 2 premiering November 20th, 2015, that's not this year. Francis Lawrence is directing both parts, who you may recognize from his work on Water for Elephants, I Am Legend, Catching Fire, and also Avril Lavigne's complicated music video. We must treasure this man. Now, according to Wikipedia, this is Wikipedia, so take everything I say with a grain of salt. Both films have a combined budget of $250 million. A lot of money. So if this is split evenly, both films will get roughly $125 million. I don't know how they really work that out in the accounting department. Now to put this in perspective, the first Hunger Games film had a $78 million budget, and Catching Fire had a $130 to $140 million budget. Needless to say, they had a lot of hope in Catching Fire, and even more hope, apparently, in Mockingjays. Now the marketing scheme. I think that their marketing scheme is so clever, and let me tell you why. First of all, the trailers for Hunger Games and Catching Fire were both released in April during the MTV Movie Awards. This was not the case. This was months and months and months and months and months. So many months that I developed a lisp over the course of it. So many months that people were getting really agitated, really irked about where this trailer was. And then they said that they were releasing it at Comic-Con, and then the next couple of days it was released at a Best Buy Samsung Experience Center, and then they would release it online. The dealio with the whole Best Buy thing, because I went to it, is that if you went to Best Buy Saturday or Sunday a couple of weeks ago, you would go watch the trailer on this little tablet at the Samsung Center. They would give you a free pin or movie poster, and then they would give you a free little voucher for a free Mockingjay ticket, which I think is fantastic. For some reason, people aren't getting as excited about this as I was, because free movie ticket? Do you know how expensive movie tickets are? Ugh. Basically, if you haven't seen the trailer, do it, because it's online now. The trailer is pretty freaking amazing looking, actually. Actually, wait, before we talk about the trailer, let's back it up a few weeks. Starting in June, Lionsgate started releasing the propos? Real talk, how do I say that? Lionsgate started releasing those as the teaser trailers. In the first one, they showed President Snow talking about how the Capitol was unified and they were all together, and then the big reveal, they zoomed out at the end and there was PETA, dun dun dun. And then the next one, which was released about a week later, was Joanna and PETA with President Snow talking about how unified they were, and then Beatty interrupts, like the rebels will do in this book, and he says that the Mockingjay lives, which doesn't really make a lot of sense unless you read the book and know that they thought Katniss died. I can imagine people sitting there like, yeah, no she's alive. Thanks. Also, the reason Joanna's hair is blonde is because they shaved her head for reasons I will not explain. So that's why it looks like she has like a nest situation happening. Maybe that's where the Mockingjay lives. It's all coming together. But on top of those two trailers, they have all these accounts set up for the Capitol, like the Capitol magazine. It's an online interactive thing. And they go and talk about Capitol fashion, and they have pictures, and it's so in detail. And then they have District Heroes, which shows regular people from each district. It talks about the district's main resource, like what? It's so good! It's so good! And then they also have Capitol tweets. I'm so glad Twitter survived the apocalypse. There was this tweet and it went out and it kind of made no sense, but it had Rue's 4 notes in it. And if you clicked part of it in enough time, it brought you to this code page. And I don't know if you remember, but back in like 2007, people went through this phase where they would spell things out in letters. Like, I don't mean like actually like spell like cat, but they would use like C, 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 C to make the drawing of a cat. like outline it. This was outlined in code and it said the Mockingjay lives. God. Yes. Good. Good. It's just so good that this marketing is so revolved around how the book is set up. Mockingjay is so centered around technology. This is the best way they could have gone about it, to really put the audience or potential audience into this setup where it's like they are there without the fighting or the war or death and famine. Better that way. They set it up really well because it gets people curious, it gets people hype. So that brings us to the official teaser trailer, not to be confused with the official teaser trailer 1, official teaser trailer 2. I think they're calling this the exclusive teaser trailer. I don't know, we'll find out along the way if we get like an actual trailer. I don't know, I thought this was real. Real or not real. I'm getting too emotional. Oh, save it for November. In the trailer, it's Plutarch and Coin talking, and Coin's like, she can't do it, the game's destroyed her mentally, which is also a very big part of Mockingjay in general. And then we have Plutarch who's like, no, she has to do it. This thing is happening because of her. Then we just see so many awesome shots. They're like action shots. We see District 13 going down to the bunkers. We see people climbing trees, dear God. The Squirrel District, maybe? Katniss is in District 8 in the hospital. And then the little boy asks her, are you with us? Will you fight with us? And she's like, I am. I will. Mockingjay. Yeah, and it shows her face, which they've been like leading up to. I don't really get why, because her face looks exactly the same, but they just knew we really wanted to see Katniss's wonderful face again. However, the Mockingjay trailer did face some stiff competition with the release of the 50 Shades of Grey trailer the same week. Which doesn't really make sense because 50 Shades of Grey doesn't come out until Valentine's Day, so it's not like they have a competition going. Maybe it's because they're so similar. In fact, let's play a little game called 50 Shades or Mockingjay, where I will read you a line and you have to tell me if it is from 50 Shades of Grey or Suzanne Collins' Mockingjay. His features register disbelief in something more intense that I can't quite place. Desire? Desperation? Surely both, for he sweeps the doctors aside, leaps to his feet and moves towards me. I run to meet him, my arms extended to embrace him. His hands are reaching for me to caress my face, I think. My lips are just forming his name when his fingers lock around my throat. Any guesses? Furthermore, they just announced that Lorde would be doing the lead single for Mockingjay Part 1, as well as curating the entire album. In case you don't know what that means, because I sure didn't, it means that she's in charge of selecting what goes on there. To be quite honest, I'm expecting a pretty bangin' album. I have a lot of faith in Lorde. I love her voice, I love her music, I loved her song off of Catching Fire. I'm excited. She said it'll be different, which concerns me because I don't like change, but I have faith. The official poster has not been released, and the tagline maybe has been released because a lot of people were originally hoping, or maybe it was circulating as a rumor, that the tagline was going to be if we burn, you burn with us, which is something they say at the end of the propose, pop, pop. Now it is being said that the official tagline is fire burns brighter in the darkness. Fire obviously being the rebellion, and darkness being the fact that this book should come with a prescription for antidepressants. Honestly, I'm so excited for Mockingjay. I think it'll be fantastic. The Mockingjay novel is probably my least favorite of the three, but I still think it's an amazing book. I think it's going to be a spectacular film. That's all I have to say right now. So, once again, it's only the first week of August, so we will hopefully have a lot more news coming, and I will update you then. Farewell and viva la revolution!